Okay guys, we have somebody in the background. Y'all know me as RVH, YouTube channel Notorious RVH. We got in the background, she didn't want to be on camera today, Notorious HVH. She's going to tell y'all a little bit more about what we have in the background while I do my Vanna White thing.
Okay, ladies, I know you all want to get in shape and you're thinking, well, I am 57 years old. And let me just tell you about this great hybrid bike. Hybrid bike. Maybe I should learn how to speak English. It has all the great...
It's a hybrid, y'all.
Okay, but it has so many great comfort-minded details. It has a wide range of gears for hills, powerful brakes, so you can brake quick enough, and it has a lot of versatility. You can even commute to work, do your workouts, so much more. Now, let me also tell you, it has a lightweight aluminum frame with mounts for a rack, fenders, and it has a great low-step design that makes it especially easy to mount and dismount. You'll get a reliable drivetrain with 24 speeds, so you'll never have to pedal too hard or too soft. Now it also has great powerful disc brakes, an adjustable stem, a padded seat, well they call it a saddle seat, and it has extra wide tires for extra stability. It's road smooth, suspension, seat post, and it has a great geometry that keeps you in a comfortable upright position.
Thank you, Heidi, very much for the basic overview of the Trek Verve 2 here. And now we're going to get on to looking at some more of the actual technical, closer up details of the bike. Okay guys, we're back with you here. And what we're looking at here is a close-up shot of the Tektro N275 hydraulic disc brakes. And if I'm not mistaken, that looks like about 165 millimeter rotor to me. The great thing about the hydraulic disc brakes is it requires very little lever pull to get outstanding braking, whether if you are in the mud or the rain or anything else. Now we're going to back up here and take a look at the wheels and tires. As we can see, we've got the Bontrager connection rim, which is a double-walled rim with a Schrader valve, and it has the Bontrager H5 comp tires, which are just kind of an entry-level tire. And one thing I think that Trek probably should have included on this bike, especially at the price point of when we first looked at these, they were $629, $649, and now because of the COVID and the bike buying spree, the price of this bike now is $699. So they really could have included reflective tires, especially on the hybrid style bike. So you really might want to upgrade to that. Now, next thing I need to do here is we actually need to turn the bike around, and we'll take a closer look at the drivetrain and let you know what you're getting there. Hang on, we'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back with you here taking a closer look at the Shimano 1132 cassette here with the KMC chain. The 1132 cassette is going to be an extremely wide range of gears to make climbing hills really easy or getting pretty good acceleration along the flats and downhills. The rear drivetrain is a Shimano Altus, and this is a 8-speed rear derailleur and with the 8-speed cassette. And as we come up here, we're going to take a closer look at trying to get up there. There we go. And you'll notice there's going to be various little mounts. This is going to be a rack mount here, and then it also has fender mounts down by the rear derailleur. Now let's come over here and take a look at the front crank. Front crank is going to have Bontrager City pedals. They're just a basic plastic pedal with just a little bit of grip, so you can wear any type of shoe and not worry about your foot really slipping off or anything. The crank is an unbranded 48-28 crank, so if you're in a 28 front and a 32 in the rear, I like to call that goat mode because you're going to be able to climb any hill like a goat. And the front derailleur, get a close-up shot of that. That is going to be Shimano's Tourney derailleur. That is actually in the low budget line of the Shimano Drivetrain. The Altus is one step above it, but anyway, nonetheless. And let's get up here and take a look. We see that it's got it's got a single bottom holder mount. It does not have a bottom holder mount on the seat tube. We can see that we have the low step through bar. And that about covers it for a closer look at the drivetrain. Give me just 1 second, we'll get the bike down and we'll take a look at all the controls on the handlebars. We'll see y'all in a second. Okay guys, ladies, y'all can tell that we are now looking over the handlebars at our controls here. Over here on the left hand is going to control your front brake. Here in the USA, if you were in the UK, the left hand would actually be your rear brake and your right hand would be your front brake. Now over here, continuing with the left hand, this is going to control your front crank chain ring, which is going to determine how hard or easy the bicycle is to pedal. Number 1 is going to be in the small chain ring, which is going to make the bicycle very easy to pedal. And number 2, by pushing down on your thumb, is going to make it a little bit harder to pedal. And number 3, if you're going downhill and on flat surfaces, will get you your most speed out of the front. Then use your index finger to click it in, and that will take you back down through the gears from 3, 2, and 1. Over here on the right controls, this will control your rear derailleur to your cassette, and we have it, the higher the number is going to make it harder to pedal, and to make it, which will gain you more speed, or if you're traveling downhill, so you don't run out of gear. Number 8 is going to be your number 8, and number 3 will be your hardest pedaling gear, and likewise number 1 to number 1 will be a hill climbing gear. And then, like I said, we done covered the brakes, and these are the Tektro hydraulic discs, and this little section right here is your brake reservoir. And that's about it for controls, guys. And obviously here is the quill stem, and it is adjustable either up, down, or up and down in this direction to bring the handlebars up and closer to you. And the stem is also adjustable in height, where it will actually just go lower with the handlebars in their current position. The handlebars have a nice little 5-degree back sweep, very comfortable. And that's about it, guys, for the controls. And yep, next video will be installing the accessories on it. And okay, you like your new bike, Heidi?
I sure do.
All right, is there anything you'd like to add about it?
No, let's just go and ride.
So you're ready to ride?
I'm ready to ride.
All right, guys, we out of here. Okay, I'm going to show you guys real quick how to install a couple of the accessories that we have on this bike. We're going to start with the kickstand first. Now, if you buy the bike and, pay the dealer the $14.95 for the kickstand, they should put it on for you. But if you're like me and you're just like, I don't really want the kickstand, but then you got it, and Miss HBH there decided that she was like, you mean tell me that bike didn't cost that much and didn't come with a kickstand? So I had to go and buy the kickstand. I probably could have took the bike, but I think I can handle it. Anyway, so when you unpack it, just for the sake of this video, went ahead and took it out, you're going to get a bunch of various really long screws and some other shorter screws. So we're just going to simply need these 2 screws here. And they've already got Loctite dripped on there, so we don't need any of that. And we're going to need a couple of the lock washers. I thought I was all set with my 5mm Allen wrench, but it turns out that they have a zip tie on here that I need to go check. So I'll give you 1 second here to jump right here. Okay, very good. So we have our kickstand, and it is adjustable in length, so it will fit various other truck bikes. And y'all can hear me in the background digging around through tools because I forgot to grab the Allen key to adjust that with. There we go, and that is going to be a, so that's going to get hard to see, 2.5 millimeter, which will unscrew out, and this leg will adjust in length when you get it undone enough. So, alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by pulling the little frame plugs out, here and here, which is going to access our 2 holes. And then of course we will just simply line the kickstand up. Need a bigger washer. Oh, there we go. Had the wrong washer, yeah. Anyway, so we'll get one nut, bolt, whatever you want to call it, started by hand, because the last thing you want to do is get it in there cross threaded. Alright, we're set there. And appears that a couple of these washers are larger in diameter than the others, so we're going to need the larger diameter washers. Just whichever one will fit over your nut there. And let's go ahead and get this one lined up like gravy. And now we'll just take our 5 millimeter and tighten her on down. It's that simple. I know, really shouldn't need a video to, I guess, to install 2 bolts, but you never know, you know, the little plugs may have messed somebody up there. You don't really want to over tighten it, so just get it, I mean, they're going to be tight going in, and that's good, because you really don't want them vibrating loose and your kickstand falling off going down the road. That could really mess the rider up behind you if you're riding with somebody. So now we're just going to take our other end and give it a little, what I call a bounce. So just get it and kind of bounce with me, bounce with me. There we go. Now, let's take our 2.5 where we were at. Well, seems like it would just slide out at this point. Who knew? I think my 2.5 is messed up. Yeek. It is. My 2.5 is, no, there we go. Alright, fine. There we go. Now we can see now the leg is adjustable. It feels like it has little grooves. It does. It has grooves on the back side. Probably should have showed you guys that. And as tall as these frames are, that's another thing with this bicycle. The frames are extremely tall. So if you're looking at the Trek size chart, you might want to think about going one frame smaller. So once you get this extended all the way out, tighten your 2.5 back, and that's it. We are done. Make sure that's not too tall. Nope, that is perfect. The only thing that stinks is the kickstand folds back, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't know, to me it just looks kind of dorky, but I guess having a, you know, when you park your bike, having a safe way to stand it up is more important than how it looks. So that's how we installed the kickstand. Give me a minute and we're going to put the lights and bell on it. Alright y'all, now we are going to install the tail light, which is a 8 lumens red light with 2 modes. It's got your on and it's got your flashing. This is going to be very simple and very quick. For Miss Heidi here, I had to actually remove the reflector to get the seat down low enough so she could actually be able to ride this bike. That's how large the frames is, and she's actually 5'10", and this is a large 5'11". I'm sorry, and this is a large frame. Anyway, so what you're gonna do is when you get your light set, it's gonna come with this in the package. We're gonna simply take and remove the screw out of it and set this down off to the side for now. You're going to notice that inside the light here is going to be two rubber pieces. There's going to be one that's relatively thick and one that's thin, and we're not in focus. Anyway, we're going to keep the thin one. We're going to lose the chunky one. We're going to put the thin one back in, and we're simply just going to come down here and wrap it to the bottom of the seat tube, like so. Now we're just going to take our mount. I'm going to go ahead and snap the light into the mount so I can go ahead and get it in position, and it will click and lock in, which is nice. And we're going to give it a squeeze so we can just simply screw our thing in by hand. And I am wrong. Yep. You guys, we making mistakes on this channel. Actually, we're going to have to remove the thin one as well. See if that? Yep, there we go. All right, so remove both of the rubber bushings if you're going to go around your seat tube and not your seat post, because the seat tube is always a lot larger in diameter compared to the post itself. Now I'm going to drop this down enough to where this can point straight backwards. There we go. Come on, work with me. Jeez. You know what? Am I the only one, y'all? Shooting a video, something as simple as one screw. You're going to sit here and give me a hard time. Now it has a thumb where you can just do it by hand. But since I like things a little tighter than probably they should be, we're actually going to use a screwdriver. I'm going to try to lower this down a little bit more, get it off the clamp. There we go. I know this is being way harder than it should be. Come on, get in there. Oh my goodness. What do you think, Heidi? Could you have done this with less headache?
No.
No? You always wonder why things give me such a hard time. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, that's as low as I'm going to be able to get it below the clamp. It's not exactly facing straight back like I would want it to, but it'll be good enough. She's not riding at night anyway. Just give her a little added visibility. There we go. Get her good and tight. Try not to strip it out. There we go. I just want to make sure it doesn't really move around, and it's not going to move around. And there we go. That's our Zefal tail light. That's pretty good. Hang on around here. Yeah, it's not too bad for what it is. A little neighborhood light during the day. Try not to get run over. Alright guys, give me a second and we'll get installing the headlight portion of it. Alright y'all, let's go ahead and put the bell on this bike. This is available at Wal-Mart, the bike shop. Easy install bell for like $5. Normally wouldn't worry about it. Shannon took off on me to jabber with a neighbor, but I would let her tell y'all the story about her almost hitting garbage cans and stuff, so I would actually have her tell that story to y'all. So we need to give her something to warn people in case she gets a little out of control. Probably should put one of those air horns on here, but anyway. Simply just remove your screw, position it somewhere on the handlebars you can get to. You can either do it on the, you can either position it on the left hand or the right hand. Now, on the right hand, it will be controlled with your index finger, and if you put it over here on this side, it would be controlled with your thumb, which we're good here. Oh, that's going to be in the way. And make sure it's not in the way of any of your gear controllers or anything. I don't know, I do not like that position on this particular bicycle. So we're going to check out the other side over here and see if it looks a little bit better with the thumb. So this would be something that you would do on it at your discretion. I know, things just to think about, even just installing the darn bell on a bicycle, right? Oh, that's much better. Yeah. Yeah. Turns out on this particular bicycle it's a much better, yeah, that's a lot better. The best option is right here on the left using your thumb. And just get it good and tight. That's it. It's not going nowhere. And we're not in the way of any controls, and that's it. Okay, now we need to move on to doing our little headlight. Now this is still part of the purchased at Walmart for $24.95. The Zefal Manta Pro. This is 200 lumens headlight. Now this is actually simply using a strap, a heavy rubber strap. So we will actually put it on the opposite side of the reflector, which we will be removing the reflector. And this kind of seems like it, but I think that's going to come loose. So we're actually going to rip that joker up tight. There we go. And that should not, yeah, that should be good. That should not wiggle around. Now, yeah, these lights are not going to be for actually visibility for you to see. These lights are more for people to see you. And I have since I have this light set, I do have for my bikes, I had an expensive light set because I did ride at night. And I'll show you the difference between, in another video, we'll do a comparison, our expensive bike lights worth it. And we'll compare the difference between a $25 light set of lights and a $100 set of lights. So, and that's it. We got our headlight, and this headlight, you hit it once and we're on solid. Hit it again, it's a little bit brighter, and hit it a third time, we're on the flashing mode. And it actually also flashes off to the sides, which is really nice. And it has a red LED indicator at the top letting you know what mode your lights are on. And then hit it the third time, just like the tail light, to cut it off. So that's it for these accessories and removing the reflectors, which is done with just one simple little screw. And I think that's going to do it, guys, on this particular set of videos. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you need to adjust your stem on your Trek Verve 2, that is simply done with another 5mm. That is tightened to 22 nanometers maximum torque. And I'll show you a couple other things for the adjustments on this bike as well. We'll catch you on a little bit.